you said something a moment ago that contrasted Reed Hastings to more public CEOs, people like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk. And I'm wondering how you think about positioning a CEO as the public face of a company, which comes with blessings and curses. I mean, certainly when you have somebody like Elon Musk, who is not what you might call the most disciplined media spokesperson, and you have Jeff Bezos, whose public life is in some ways pretty messy. Just over the New Year's 2022, he's photographs of him in a, people were comparing him to the Miami performer Pitbull because he was dressed in a pretty unusual way, let's say, for a Fortune 100 CEO. So when does it make sense from your perspective to position somebody as the single face of a company? And maybe it's to Reed Hastings' credit that he isn't as well known, but Netflix is.
I think the answer to that is, what is the objective you're trying to serve with putting the CEO in the media? Is the objective to aggrandize the CEO, or is it to position the product or service that the CEO is responsible for? And I've always defaulted to the latter. I want to work for a company whose products or services are beneficial to the community, to consumers, to society. And that doesn't have to be beneficial in an altruistic way. It can be great entertainment like Netflix or great food and wine. But the point is, if your objective is to put the CEO out there for her or his self-aggrandizement, then I wouldn't be interested in that. That would be the role of a publicist, a personality publicist. And thankfully, that's not what many CEOs I've worked with have wanted. They've understood that the engagement with media is it's a marketing function to enhance the brand in the eyes of the consumer. Earned media, getting news coverage, is a part of the marketing function. In fact, every CEO I talk with, when I interview with them, if I'm looking to join their company, I ask, what is your commitment to the public relations function or the earned media function or the marketing communications function, whatever term we're giving it of the day, but what is your commitment to this function? And in my opinion, the right answer is what you tell me it needs to be. I have one CEO once said, I will do 10 hours a year. And I didn't go work for that company, because you can't promise 10 hours a year to a function like this. Sometimes the CEO has to be front and center for days at a time. If there's a crisis, you want the CEO to be front and center. If there's if it's an earnings call, you can have the CFO fill in, but the CEO at the end of the day is the leading spokesperson for the company. Having said that, I think it is important to have that personal publicity if you have other desires, to promote a book, for instance. Reed wrote a book. It came out in the pandemic, and we didn't see Reed on the airwaves as much as we would have had it not been in the pandemic. And that's just the reality of the pandemic. Doing everything virtually didn't get the exposure for his book that it probably would have if we weren't in the pandemic. So sometimes you do need that personal publicity, but most of the time, my orientation is to do it when you're promoting a product or service.
Thanks for watching this video clip of the Speak Good podcast. If you'd like to hear the complete episode, please check out your favorite podcast directory and subscribe now. Thanks for watching.